found to be derailed or they are not very strong financially. So we formed this association to be able to support them, support their financial activities, support their, I mean, their financial support for that matter.
Interesting. So let me shift to Mr. Job there. How is the formation going to be like, and who are qualified as far as the membership is concerned?
Thank you. I think you are far too something.
Muloshi, yes, that's right.
Let me just make it straight. First of all, apart from retired in the army, I am a senior customs manager at the Gambia Revenue Authority at the moment. So I'm still putting on 2 caps. Anybody who has served in the army and has retired, irrespective of the timeline, is qualified to be a member, except where the person was convicted and or must have been involved in unscrupulous activities that led to his or her dismissal. We want to sieve membership. We want to get those people who have what it takes to become veterans, because having served in the army is not child's play. So if we have to have an association and we want to refer ourselves as members of the Armed and Security, Veteran Association, we need people who are really very qualified, people who are very credible, so that that focus would be in line with our objectives. So basically, everybody who served cleanly in the army, irrespective of timeline, and has never been convicted or has never been involved in any acts of that is unlawful or unlawful dismissal, is qualified to be a member.
Okay. Right. So far, how are people showing interest of becoming members of this association since its formation? I mean, so far, how are people showing interest to become members of this association since its formation?
Let me say a little bit and then transfer it to the Secretary General. This association has been ongoing for about 2.5, close to 3 years now.
Okay.
And apart from membership in the Gambia, we have also membership in the diaspora. And then in this world of technology, we can always send the word going around, so that wherever people are and they're interested, they can step in. That was just to chip in, and then let me allow the Secretary General to guide it more.
Yes.
Thank you. Like he already mentioned, the association was formed in 2018, and one of the reasons why we are even here today is to be able to sell the association to the members that are outside there. It's been a challenge. If you look at the number of armed forces that have retired, we only have 133 members in this association currently, of which 33 are within the diaspora and 100 is within the Gambia here. So you'll see that it is a challenge, and we are all already calling on most of the members, or all members that have retired, to come on board. At least this is the only way that they can get help. This is the only way they can realize that they have served in an army, for that matter. Right. So it's a real challenge, but we're hoping that they will come on board at some point.
We hope so, because it's quite an important association. But away from that, what are some of the things that your association has embarked on since its formation, and what are some of the plans on the pipeline?
Okay, just to mention a few, like we already do, our source of income is through our membership, monthly subscription. We've not got any support outside yet. But what we do is, in general, is during months of Ramadan, at some point, we were able to help some of our members who have got these financial problems, like I initially said. And also, we were able to embark on, fixing or roofing some ceilings for some people, or some of the veterans who have been out there and they don't have a job and they were very, in need of our support. So what we did was to embark on a sensitization from our diaspora team to be able to support these members. So we were able to erect some ceilings for some of our members, provide provisions for them, provide food, financial support for them. So that is what we have embarked on at the moment.
All right.
Let me just chip in again. The other 2 initiatives that we did was to engage the hierarchy of the armed forces, to let you know that we have been recognized by the Chief of Defense Staff and the entire hierarchy of the Army There was a team that visited them and we discussed. By extension also, a team was sent to the Ministry of Defense, and we've engaged them. So these are kind of the two things that we want to do, because we cannot be very effective and efficient in our quest, to establish this kind of an association if we don't have support from government.
Yeah.
So once government has recognized us, you see the sky is the limit. And let me say this, I went to Ghana as a member of the Security Sector Reform Strategy team. And then, funnily, the Ministry of Defense in Ghana is composed of the Armed Forces of Ghana and the Veteran Association.
Nice.
So we are also trying to work on those lines, and being recognized is just one issue. We have a lot of things in the pipeline, because we cannot spend most of our time helping people from the little meager resources that we earn. But when we get established and we are able to stand on our feet, we want to get into a lot of other initiatives that are income generating, so that our members will not be idle. We can get them engaged.
Interesting, because I also wanted to know whether you have benefits for your members, because they don't just have to be there. These are retired people. They don't just have to be there contributing, but are they getting any sort of benefits?
Okay, continue, please.
What do you mean by benefit? But what I'm trying to say is, since this is just a young association, and then we don't have any revolving fund, when we get properly seated, then we can venture into a lot of other things, meaningful developmental programs that can really, ensure that we keep people where they are. Now, it is going to be our initiative also when we engage the government, for instance, to look into matters concerning the benefits of retired soldiers, because these are people who sacrifice their lives in one way or the other. So definitely speaking, there is need for government to recognize us and then take good care of us.
Yeah, for real. Now to just wrap it up, as we're running completely out of time, let me just shift to you, Mr. Sanya. Take us back a little bit to your career, in the military, and what would you want different if you were to change anything now?
Okay, thank you so much. This is very interesting. Just to say that I'm a nurse by profession.
Okay.
And I've been a nurse in the military as well. And like I always say, what is most important in this association is we are men of different professionalism.
So you don't have women there?
For now, no.
Okay.
Because most of the women just joined the force, and many of them have not gone into retirement, just from 1994 coming today.
Okay.
So like I was saying, we are men of different professionals, and it is important to support the army in that area. So I do know that they would need, some capacity building in the army, and if I am to come back to the army today, what we will teach them, or what we will help them do, is to build their capacity in terms of development, in terms of training and so forth, and that is very important.
Yeah.
That is why we are of different personalities within the armed forces. We have carpenters, we have nurses, we have so many professions in it. So they will need this area. So it is important for us to collaborate with the current Gambia armed forces, of which they know that we are existing. So it's important. So that is what is most amazing about the association.
Very well. And of course, retired sergeant?
Yes, I was an infantry soldier by time.
Infantry?
Yes.
Okay.
People who are the hardcore. Put it away.
But no, just the way you are, retired sergeant, I can tell it wasn't really easy.
I am telling you, don't bring back memories. Anyway, it was very interesting. Our time is different from now on, from nowadays. During our time, with meager resources, there was a lot of enthusiasm and interest, and then it was just for the sake of the country. Yeah. Up until now, that's the situation, but times have changed. So if you were to ask me, what do I want different? First, trust. Let the government trust the armed forces. It's very important. The people who sacrifice their lives, for the benefit of everybody, must be given trust.
Yeah.
And trust goes with a lot of support, a lot of encouragement, a lot of concern. That's what it means, so that people can come in. There is